Dual filing clarity. Avoid EP added matter. Keep US flex. Planning to file in both Europe and the US? Here's the tension. Europe strictly bans added matter, while the US often lets you shift or broaden claims later if your disclosure supports it. So the same invention faces different disclosure rules, and shortcuts in one system can sink you in the other. Your mission is to draft one specification that survives EP scrutiny, yet keeps US flexibility. In this lesson, we'll show how to write a spec that's explicit enough for Europe, rich enough for the US, and structured to support future amendments without risking priority loss or enablement problems. Europe's rule is simple and unforgiving. You cannot add any information beyond the original filing. Every amendment must be directly and unambiguously derivable from what you originally filed. No creative leaps, no hindsight stitching. Even implicit support is read narrowly. If it's not clearly taught, illustrated, or logically inevitable, assume it's not allowed. Think of EP as a snapshot. Whatever isn't captured on day one can't be inserted later. Draft so that key definitions, options, and relationships are on the page from the start, not merely suggested between the lines. The US feels more flexible. You can pursue broader or shifted claims later, continuation practice is common, and examiners accept a range of claim scopes. But here's the trap. Without clear written description and enablement, you lose priority and expose the claims to attacks. A vague original spec can't carry later breadth. Prevent 1-1-2 problems by explaining what the invention is, how to make and use it, and why variants work. Draft as if you'll need to defend every future claim with page and line support and concrete, repeatable teachings. Front-load the essentials. Define key terms up front and keep definitions consistent. Describe the core concept, then list explicit options and ranges. Don't rely on inference. Present enumerated embodiments. Embodiment 1, 2, 3, with clear distinctions, and include fallback features that narrow scope if needed. This structure creates EP-proof disclosure while preserving US maneuverability. If a reviewer asks, "Where's the basis?" you can point to a numbered paragraph, a definition, or a stated range. No guesswork, no reconstruction, just solid, citable text. Cover the territory with concrete examples across the scope. Show minimal, typical, and maximal implementations. State alternatives explicitly. Materials: steel, aluminum, composite. Sizes: 5 to 10 millimeters, preferably 7 to 8 millimeters. And steps: A right pointing arrow B, right pointing arrow C, with optional D. In the body text, embed dependent-like features, conditions, subranges, and optional modules, so you can later carve out narrower claims without creating added matter. Avoid hand-wavy phrases. Replace them with enumerated lists and tested permutations that a reviewer can trace directly to the original filing. Design your spec around a claim tree. Mirror the intended independent claim and its dependent branches in the description, so each limitation has textual support. Write parallel passages that support both broad and narrow claims, plus intermediate fallbacks. Anticipate future amendments. Add basis for swapping features, tightening ranges, or redefining relationships. If a later claim says at least 60%, your spec should already disclose 50 to 80%, 60 to 70%, and examples at 60%. Build the lattice now so tomorrow's prosecution isn't boxed in. Signal support clearly. Use explicit links like "in some embodiments," "in one implementation," and preferably to anchor features as optional or preferred. Avoid open-ended vagueness such as, "may be any suitable value," without anchors. Instead, tie claims to quantified ranges, thresholds, and tolerances, from 0.1 to 1.0%, preferably 0.2 to 0.6%. State dependencies. Feature X is used when Y exceeds T. This phrasing makes amendments traceable and permissible in Europe, while keeping the US record rich enough to support broader continuations. Before filing, ask 1. Can every likely amendment find verbatim or direct, an unambiguous basis in the spec? 2. Do examples cover extremes, midpoints, and realistic edge cases? 3. Are ranges, options, and embodiments enumerated and interlinked? If yes, you've built a single specification that is EP-proofed yet US Flex ready. The payoff: smoother prosecution, preserved priority, and claims that can pivot without breaking support. Draft once, defend anywhere, by writing clearly, explicitly, and with future amendments in mind.